It is the dawn of yet another campaign in Spain, this proudest of footballing nations, which has produced some of the greatest clubs and teams in the history of the sport. Now, and impossible not to get dragged into the excitement of all of this. Wherever your loyalties lie, rejoice and hang on for the ride. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. Well, Jim, in Spain, of course, football means so much, and here it comes at us again.
It really is a thinking man's league that's given us some of the best teams, best players and best tactics and philosophies, Peter, in the 21st century. So, how could it not be good?
We're up and running then.
I just think what's most important is that both sides give a professional performance.
Alexander-Arnold picks it up out wide. And it's Fernandez. Now there's a fine ball. Goes for a shot! They've scored! Such thrill, such noise, and how this matters! And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Way too good, Peter. Too quick, too smart for that defence, who were made to look a little lost, in all honesty.
An early launch, just as they wanted, just as they hoped it. In with the challenge, goes down, but nothing given. He shifted it to the flank. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. So just a one early goal to report so far. 1-0 the score. Caicedo. Fernandez. Over to the right flank. Looking for the run. Thinks about the and he shoots! And needless to say, that deserved better.
Alexander-Arnold deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Olasagasti. Tolyan. And he's managed to get free. Caicedo. Fernandez, who does have an assist to his name. He has found the way through. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
I'm not sure the shot was ever on there, really. There were just too many bodies in the way, Peter.
Knocks it into space. Great work on the overlap. Out of play for a goal kick. Camavinga. Rivaldo. Swung over. Now it's Messi. Now has he got the beating of his marker here? A quick look, thought about cutting inside. Oh, great leap!
He has saved the goalkeeper's blushes there. What great defending.
Fernandez. And here's Kane.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Now it's Kane. Decent chance! And he hits the net! And there's the goal they've been looking for. Oh, whose goal is that? Big deflection. That's one for the dubious goals panel. Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, it's a great time for them to keep the momentum going. I don't see any need to change the approach. Keep at it with the same intensity, and soon enough, they'll get another break.
And this is Kane. Rivaldo receives it in a good position here. Camavinga. Now it's Rivaldo. It's Rivaldo! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Chupuzqua certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Not going up front in a hurry. Half-time getting close now. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Has a look up and a header! Oh, crossbar! And he's quick to get rid. And they're quick to get it back. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And here's Rivaldo. Camavinga. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. And it's Rivaldo. Camavinga. That's going across goal. And it's safely in the keeper's hands. And that signals the end of the first period. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
So, for the first time this season, it's half-time. Well, that was a gem of a half. Remarkable on all fronts. The difference is two, but still, all things are possible. So, off we go again. Rivaldo. Foden. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Alexander-Arnold. He's looking wide. Rivaldo. Chance! He's done very well to get to that.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And it's Alexander-Arnold. Spread it left. Kane. Ryan breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. Played out to the left flank. Early stages of the second half, and still two between them. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. That has been slung wide. And that's really well manoeuvred. Kane. Well, they're looking at the referee, but he's waved play on.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. OK, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
Rivaldo. He's a sharp little ball here. Distributed tidily. Camavinga with the slide tackle there. And it's Caicedo. Fernandes. And here's Messi. And it's Caicedo. Spread out to the left. Now it's Rivaldo. Now it's Foden. Now, what about a counter-attack? Caicedo. Gives it back. It's a really well-measured ball. And here's Foden. Caicedo. And a chance! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
I just wonder what was on his mind there. Should have put his foot right through it.
Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Well, it's an interesting move, this, Peter. It just gives opposition defences a very different challenge.
Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Oh, given away. Kane! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. Up by 3. They have their boot on the throats of their foes. That is lovely, finished with amazing expertise.
Oh, what a hit, Peter, and there was nothing lucky about it, let me tell you. It was measured, it was simply inch perfect.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
Foden.
And Caicedo. Kane being hounded, manhandled at times.
Yeah, they didn't smell the danger early enough, but I suppose better late than never.
Just about up to 75 minutes. Olasagasti, that's going wide left. And that has left him in a heap. Oh, he's been caught napping. He's on the finish! That's another chance.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Rivaldo, can he get it through? Now it's Foden. Oh, sweet feet. No, he refuses to take the bait. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Now it's Foden. So 3-0 now, and surely there'll be no twists in the plot. Turns back here, probably the best option. Just 5 minutes remaining now. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Alexander-Arnold. That has ended up in no man's land. Foden. It's a promising position. Tries to play it through. Cross is blocked, and that's a corner.
A moment to try and place the cherry on the cake.
They've played it short. Foden! Takes a shot! And yes, it's there! His utter joy. He engages with absolute happiness. Simplicity itself. And that is as far as it goes. That is a very, very tidy start. Reason for great satisfaction, great optimism ahead of what we are sure will be a very competitive season. Kane claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Well, I don't think you could have hoped for a better opening to the season than this cracking display, where everything that could have gone right did go right, and it's the perfect way to whet the appetite for the upcoming weeks and months.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening.